If you are investing in AMD, then this video is for you because Lisa Su, who is the CEO of AMD, was finally asked the question that many people were talking about, which is, are we in the middle of an AI bubble that is about to burst or not? Especially that Sam Altman, who is the CEO of OpenAI, said that we are in a short-term bubble that is about to burst. Take a look at what she said.
That recently Sam Altman was heard saying that AI is in a little bit of maybe a short-term bubble. What adjective would you use to describe the demand you are seeing for your chips right now?
I would say, Liz, there's a lot of conversation about what's happening this quarter or next quarter. I think we have to look over the long term, and I think that's what you've seen from some of the recent market projections. I mean, we've said over the last few months, we've actually said, we believe that the AI infrastructure for silicon, which is our chips, will be over 500 billion over the next couple of years, and that's just an amazingly large number if you think about the growth rates there. And what that means is that people just need more compute. Like, compute is now the way we unlock intelligence for businesses. And from that standpoint, everybody wants more compute. We want to invest more. So I don't think there's anything that we would say is a bubble. I would actually say we see accelerating demand for AI. And this is an opportunity for partnership, which is so critical because there's no one company that can do it all. Actually, what we find, especially with partners like, Oracle, Microsoft, Google, Amazon, it's really how we work together and really come up with the best solution for our joint customers.
Okay, so you don't see an AI bubble, you see accelerating demand. I think that's an important headline here.
So as you heard, she said that we are not in a bubble, but we all know any businessman will try to sell you their product. This is no different than what Lisa Su is trying to say in that interview. And because I'm not paid by anyone, and I'm not here to sell you an AI chip, I'm here to reveal the truth and tell you the reality. Are we really in a short-term bubble that is about to burst, like what Sam Altman said, or we're not, as what Lisa Su said? I will answer all these questions, and also I will compare this AI boom to the dot-com bubble, which is the closest thing that happened in the last 2 decades. Also, Lisa was asked, what makes me invest in AMD instead of NVIDIA? Watch this clip.
If somebody is sitting there about to press the buy button on NVIDIA, what would you say to them that gives you the better position to say it's AMD that you should own? What is it that you offer that your rivals cannot deliver?
Well, Liz, the best thing I can say is this is a huge market, and there's no one size fits all in computing. Frankly, the world wants choice. Every product that we make, every bit of electronics is going to have AI in them. And, we as a company have been investing for the last, 10 plus years in this technology. We make big, bold technology bets, and we're just at the very early innings of AI. So, I look at this as, it's actually a 10-year cycle. We're 2 years into a 10-year cycle. We have amazing chips coming out, and more importantly, we have great partnerships to build that ecosystem. So, this is an opportunity of a lifetime from our standpoint, and we're just super excited to be part of, let's call it, right in the center of all that's important.
In this video also, I will compare both stocks and put them head to head. I will try to give you an educated guess for both NVIDIA and AMD, and maybe their price projection for 2026 and also 2027. This is what I'm gonna do, but this is just my personal opinion based on data. My name is Mohammed. I started investing 6 years ago when I took a huge hit and lost all my money on crypto because I was buying meme coins hoping they will be the next Bitcoin like everyone else. I learned my lesson the hard way. In the year 2020, I started investing instead of gambling. I started buying value stocks at good times and analyze undervalued stocks, and that's when I doubled my money in 2021. And in 2022, I bought these stocks at these prices and doubled my money again by 2024. I went from 5 figures to 6 figures in only 4 years. And now I bought these stocks at these prices as I think they will double in the next 3 years. The mission of this channel is to hit our first $1 million together. I'll be sharing what stocks I buy in the upcoming days, and I will give you a weekly update about my portfolio. Currently, I'm sitting at $206,000. Let's start. Okay, to answer the question if we are in a short-term bubble that is about to burst, like what Sam Altman said, or we are not, As what Lisa Su said, the short answer to this question is I don't think that we are in a bubble, because in order to know if you are in a bubble or not, you have to look at the leading companies' revenue growth and adoption. If the revenue is going hand in hand with the price, meaning PE ratio is low with revenue justifying it, then the company is clearly making money, and that's why the company's value is increasing. So does the stock price. And this is the case for the leading companies in the AI sector like in AMD, Nvidia, Google, and Amazon. However, if the companies are priced at extreme multiples like PE ratios more than 100 with little revenue to justify it, then that is clearly a bubble. That was the case back in 1990 when many dot-com companies like Pets.com was valued $80 million based on eyeballs and clicks, not on profits. Then the company collapsed in less than 2 years. That does not mean that all AI companies are legit and not bubbles, because in these days we see many companies that just add, or apps that just add the word AI. For example, AI productivity apps that are valued at $1 billion, for example, with less than $20 million in revenue. This is a clear bubble. Also, many startups are showing dot-com vibes. What I mean by that is sky-high valuations with little revenue. Now that I clearly addressed that AI is not a bubble for public giant companies, and that I agree with Lisa Su about what she said, now let's address what Sam Altman said. He said that we are in a short-term bubble. The short answer, it depends. This is my personal opinion. If Sam Altman meant that we have many AI apps and companies that are highly valued just because they added the word AI to their name and they don't generate revenue and they are trading at a high PE and they will disappear on the next stock correction or crash, then yes, I agree. However, if he meant that all companies are going through a hype and they are all overvalued, including the sector leaders like AMD, Nvidia, Google, Microsoft, then I don't agree with him. With that, because those companies are generating high revenue and they are trading at a low or fair PE. Maybe you can say that there will be a correction or a minor stock market crash, that like what happened back in 2022, but a bubble, I don't think so. Bubble means some companies will disappear and some will not recover. And I don't think this is the case for the tech giants AMD and Nvidia. And I think AMD and Nvidia will be here for the next 10 years. And even if they fall 40 to 50%, they will eventually recover. Because a few years ago, I'm talking about 2017 till 2021, we heard the same thing about tech bubble. I remember back in the days, everyone was saying that we are in the middle of a tech bubble. And guess what? Nothing happened. Not only that, but a huge market crash, which is COVID-19, happened and they all recovered within less than a year. They were the fastest companies to recover. You know why? Because they were generating a lot of money. The valuation was not a hype. Their earnings were massive. Many people during that time were afraid to invest in these tech giants because they said that they were afraid of having another dot-com bubble. You know what? How many people missed opportunities? They missed Amazon, they missed Google, they missed Facebook, which was named back then, and Meta now, and they missed Apple, they missed Microsoft, they missed Tesla, and many others. So those people are really just afraid of, they don't look at the numbers. If you look at the numbers, you shouldn't be afraid because those companies are really making money and they can recover really fast. And to the next question, if I had the money, where would I invest, AMD or Nvidia? This is my personal opinion. You don't have to follow me, but this is what I think. I think that AMD in the next 2 to 3 years is gonna double or maybe triple. And I think that Nvidia is already priced in. That does not mean that Nvidia is not going to grow. It is going to grow, but I think it's priced in. It's not going to double. I think it's going to grow just like Apple, for example, Microsoft. It's already a matured company. It's going to grow, but that steady growth like Apple, for example, but it's not going to double or triple. However, AMD it's still not priced in, and with the new chips that they're going to launch, I think it is going to go to places. This is my personal opinion, and this is based on data and forward PE. So I think in the next 2 to 3 years, I think AMD could easily hit 400. I think it can easily hit 400 and maybe more in the next 2 to 3 years. That's what I think. This is my personal opinion. But Nvidia, I don't think it's going to grow much from here. It is going to grow, but it's not that much. 2025 has been a strange year. We did not only see the rise of AI, but we also saw the rise of gold and Bitcoin as well. They are both hitting all-time high, while the dollar is losing its value month by month. So many people are ditching the dollar right now and buying gold and Bitcoin in 2025. If you want to know what's going on, watch this episode.